Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sue Morell. I'm the General Manager here at Validation Institute. We're thrilled to have our partners in SimpleTherapy joining us today. Before I introduce them, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Validation Institute, and then we'll get right into the interview that we're excited to conduct today around the validation and what SimpleTherapy has recently been validated for. They're doing great work in the space, and we want to make sure we can highlight that for you. Validation Institute, we are in place really to empower healthcare buyers and advisors with critical information and data to drive down healthcare costs and create better outcomes. We really work to provide transparency and accountability in the space and allow for more informed decision making for buyers and validating marketing and performance claims of key vendors in the space, and really highlight the great work that some of these vendors are doing, as we will today with SimpleTherapy. So with that said, let me introduce to you two of the real brainchildren behind the SimpleTherapy product and service and overall company. Arpit Kenka is the CEO and co-founder of SimpleTherapy, and then joining him is Taewon Kim, who's not only the Chief Medical Officer at SimpleTherapy, but a practicing orthopedic surgeon. So we'll have the opportunity to speak with them a little bit about the program, about the validation of the program, and some of the areas of focus that they specifically think are important in the marketplace. So that being said, I'm going to ask the first question of Tay. And Tay, if you could just take a few minutes to explain the program that you were actually validated for and why employers should care.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us here. So SimpleTherapy has built an intuitive, highly detailed digital MSK solution that aims to help employees address musculoskeletal injuries before they become true chronic conditions that require surgery and other high-cost medical needs. So our program provides a dynamic solution to MSK conditions by implementing proven guided exercise therapy with educational content, health coaching, and health navigation. The program was created by a team of orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists. So we at SimpleTherapy aim to deliver first-line interventions for MSK conditions that many employees face so that they can avoid utilizing high-cost healthcare options such as physical therapy visits, specialty visits, imaging studies, surgeries, and even opioids. So what we did was utilize a large self-insured employers claims database to understand the cost reduction SimpleTherapy provided. So we looked at our first top 5 programs being utilized within this specific employer, which were spine, shoulder, knee, hip, and ankle joints. An employer should care that our newly validated data shows users of SimpleTherapy had lower cost of care compared to those who did not utilize it within that time frame. And these 5 programs remain the top programs utilized for all of our current employers who have deployed SimpleTherapy.
Excellent. Thank you for that. And the next question, Arpit, I know that you're going to answer this, but the validation, what does this mean for you and the organization in general?
Yeah, thank you, Sue, for having us here. And so for Validation Institute, we have been hearing about them for a really long time, and this certification by Validation Institute endorses SimpleTherapy for helping companies maintain healthy workforce while keeping their cost of care measurably healthy as well. So as a company, we are in digital health space. We value in creating trust with our partners, and we wanted to obtain this certification to show that an independent third party, such as you guys, Validation Institute, has validated the methodologies that we used for calculating the cost savings and ROI. So with this, we hope to show our future employers and partners that they can trust SimpleTherapy and that we aim to maintain the highest quality service. So with that, we are really proud to have earned this recognition by an unbiased industry experts of Validation Institute.
Terrific. Thank you. And we're thrilled to have had the opportunity to do that. You're doing great work. And it's interesting, I know that you comment on your website, and one of your taglines is, unique pain, unique journey. So tell us a little bit about, why did you utilize large employers' claims data to build out your product and to help with this particular validation?
So for large employers, musculoskeletal conditions actually is usually amongst the top healthcare spend year over year. And it's really important to validate the cost reduction in a large population to drive adoption of a solution like ours. So with the large claims data, we show true cost reduction after implementation. What matters to employers and health plans is what is the true cost reduction when deploying a digital healthcare solution like SimpleTherapy? And well, this is it. These are numbers of true dollars spent by these individual employers and employees who used and did not use SimpleTherapy. And by implementing a large employer claim database, we're really getting to the heart of what employers care about and what the hard numbers look like.
Perfect. And that is important. And I think you touched upon this, but if you could maybe elaborate exactly on the factors that went into the decrease in cost of care for SimpleTherapy app users, that would be really helpful to bring this full circle.
Yeah, absolutely. There's many factors that go into why SimpleTherapy users had a cost reduction in the care of MSK conditions. We did a lot of sub-analyses within this group. And one of the major ways we saw SimpleTherapy impact costs is decreasing the need for surgical intervention. And one of the things that we know about where cost is going is that surgery is a high cost claim. People who have surgery tend to have high cost claims. And as we looked further and further into the high cost claimants, we actually found that the cost reduction was even greater within that population who use SimpleTherapy or not. Ultimately, what we were able to show was that in one way, SimpleTherapy's cost impact is in the avoidance of surgery, which is really what a first line solution like ours should be doing in this space.
Well, it's a great point. And so if an employer is to deploy and implement SimpleTherapy, can you comment a little bit about what strategy could be implemented to further reduce the costs of MSK care with your service at SimpleTherapy?
Absolutely. Cost reduction improved year over year with improved implementation and engagement. And this is because each year we were able to partner with our clients and improve on strategies for employee engagement. What this allows us to do is bring members on who are really in those early stages of MSK pain and conditions and try to bring them into a treatment plan that is early on. It also allows us to try to bring to the front individuals who may be suffering in silence and who are hesitant to engage in a more in-person treatment option, especially in the time of COVID and the pandemic. I think that's a big factor in this. So what we've learned in the digital healthcare space here is that when we improve engagement, that leads to increased reduction in cost. And just as our program at SimpleTherapy has always been to tailor the programs to the individuals, we apply this philosophy to all of our clients. So no one size fits all. We truly believe that. So we work with every employer individually to strategize an engagement plan that works for both parties. So by improving the engagement, SimpleTherapy, employers, and employees all win. And this endorsement from the Validation Institute substantiates SimpleTherapy's claims that its programs reduce medical costs for employers. And because of that, and our confidence in that, we do put 100% of our fees at risk and look to provide between 5 to 7 times return investment in year one.
Which is terrific and so important for employers who are looking to not only save money, but also improve outcomes for their employees. You've commented, but I know that the instant access that you provide, the personalized support that you deliver, and just the overall, results that you're achieving are terrific. So thank you for taking the time to explain it. Thank you for the work that you're doing. The last question I would have for you is around the advice you'd consider or provide to companies who are considering validation of their programs.
Yeah, I think it's a really important question, and one we've learned a lot from going through this process. So I think in the current market and climate, methodology of how to show cost reduction is actually becoming much more important. And working with Validation Institute, what the Validation Institute helps us understand is understand the biases that are in the data set and work really hard in trying to reduce those biases as much as possible. One of the things that we're able to do with our data scientists and actually with Validation Institute data scientists is develop really strict and stringent algorithms that allow us to really cut out the noise within our data. So the data that the Validation Institute really validated for us, in our opinion, is some of the most stringent parameters upon which this data should be analyzed. And even with those stringent parameters, we show significant cost reduction. So expanding it to a larger population, we feel confident that the cost reductions are even greater. So to companies pursuing validation, I'd say, make sure you understand your biases. Validation Institute will help you do that as well. Work really hard to reduce those biases and work with the Validation Institute to employ the necessary analyses to help reduce the noise and really get to the true answer, which we present here today.
Perfect. Well said. Thank you so much. And I think you underscored the value in that really the Validation Institute strives to be consultative in nature and really work with whomever we are validating in terms of what, just exactly as you said, get rid of the noise and focus on what's important to you and your methodology to make and strengthen the core value of your company and what you're striving to do. So kudos to you all for the work that you're doing. Thank you so much for working with us and being great partners. And if anyone is interested in learning more about Validation Institute and how we could work with you, please visit our website at www.validationinstitute.com. Thanks so much.